up on today's news bulletin, the refugee crisis, concern at a lack of pupil input to pupil council agendas, sport and a discussion on the upcoming Rio Olympics, and Oscar fever is still running high as we have a special report from the red carpet. Hi, my name is Juliet and welcome to St Andrews and St Bride's High School for today's BBC School News report. Over the last year, refugees fleeing from their homes in Syria are a constant topic across the media. Karina now brings you a report on the work pupils in St Andrews and St Bride's have been involved in.
Today I'm in St Andrews and St Bride's High School in East Kilbride, reporting back on how the teachers and pupils are working to raise awareness of the biggest humanitarian crisis to sweep the nation since World War II, the refugee crisis. The refugees have touched hearts of billions, and we are no different. We want to help. So today I'm here to report back on the brilliant work that's been going on around the school. Come on, let's go. Our social subjects department have also been getting involved. I'm here with Mr Cooper, a modern studies teacher, who's been holding class debates about the refugee crisis. Mr Cooper, why did you decide to teach your pupils about such an important matter, and how successful do you think your debates have been?
Well, it really follows on. We did a whole unit about terrorism. And of course, one of the outcrops or one of the issues around terrorism is things that are happening in the Middle East. Well, we've seen in the last year or two that particularly what's happening in Syria has caused this flood of people to need to escape, and therefore they're chapping on the door of Europe. So I thought it was a good follow-on from that unit to do 9 periods about migration or the migrant crisis.
And how successful do you think your debates have been?
I actually think it's been very successful. My students have found it difficult to get their head around quite how much material they need for a 2-minute presentation. But after the first try, they go back, do it again, they've been very successful. And when I've just generally spoken to them about it, they really do seem to have an understanding now. And all of them are saying, now when they see the news, they actually have an understanding of the issues about whether the UK should accept more migrants or not, and the general plight of these people, which of course is dreadful.
Thank you, sir. Good. I am now here with my own class, 2B2, who've been working hard to create posters to show how much they care about the refugee crisis. Class, can you please hold up your posters? Here with 3 of my friends who have created some of these posters, who are going to explain to us the meaning behind them. So Lara, can you please explain to us the meaning of your poster?
I just wrote down what I feel love is, to be honest. It's just like loads of different ways and how love helps us, like in the world.
And what about you, Ellen?
Well, mine's is about how we should let refugees in, because if we were them, we would want them to help us.
That's a great answer. So, Cameron, can you please answer my final question? What do you think about the refugee crisis?
Well, I find it really important to let them in because I'm a descendant of an immigrant. My dad's Canadian, and that's why I think we should let them in, because we're all the same, really. So.
Thank you. You're all really right. That's great. Thank you. I am now in our school's auditory with our head teacher, Mrs Mullen, who is delighted about the hard work going on throughout the school to help the refugee crisis. Mrs Mullen, can you please tell us a little bit about the hard work going on throughout the school?
Well, Karina, the plight of these refugees across the world can't fail to have hit every single one of us. And as head teacher here in St Andrews and St Bride's, I'm amazed with the amount of work that's actually going on in every corner of the school. The staff and the pupils have been really galvanised, making sure that they are actually doing real things to help this crisis, educating our young people in all the issues surrounding it, and raising awareness about what we can do in practical terms to help. I'll give you a few examples. For example, in English, we've actually deliberately chosen specific novels for the children to study that will help to explain the kind of anxiety surrounding this whole issue. In modern studies and religious education, we've added in units. We have added things to our school website. Our children are tweeting about the issues. And just recently, a group of very talented second year and first year pupils have been working together and managed to produce their own song. So these things are happening all over the building, and as head teacher in this school, I feel very, very proud. I think it was Nelson Mandela who I was talking about, you know, the power of education, it being the most powerful weapon in changing the world. And in our wee corner of East Kilbride, we are doing our wee bit. So very, very proud indeed.
Well, that is truly amazing. Thank you, Mrs. Wallen, for letting me use your time today.
Thank you.
As you can now see, all teachers and pupils of St Andrews and St Bride's High School have used their ability to its full to make sure the refugee crisis is well known of. This has been Karina with St Andrews and St Bride's BBC School News Report. Thank you.
There is growing concern with the S3 pupils of St Andrews and St Bride over the topics discussed during the Pupil Council meetings. Pupils feel they don't get a say in matters to be talked about and have been finding out the opinions of pupils and staff involved.
Here at St Andrews and St Bride's, the Pupil Council is important for the pupil voice to be heard. However, recently, the issue has been raised that the pupils in fact get little say in what is discussed at meetings. We first spoke to Lewis, an S3 pupil here and secretary to the Pupil Council.
Since the Pupil Council started, how much progress do you think the council's made?
I think they've done pretty well in the tasks that they've been given, and that they have displayed a lot of opinion in the meetings, but personally I've not really been asked to bring anything up at meetings by really anyone.
How much opportunity do the pupils get to choose what topics are discussed at the meetings?
Well, personally I don't really think we get much, because what happens is we get called to a meeting, and then when we arrive at the meeting we get told what we're going to discuss at the meeting. For example, at one point we get tasked with discussing what makes a happy, healthy learning environment, and what makes the school good, and what we can do to make the school better.
How could this be addressed?
Well, currently when we go into meetings we're just told what we're doing, so I think that maybe prior to the meetings the pupils should be asked what they want to talk about. However, there are certain things that we've been told that we're not allowed to talk about. For example, cafeteria. We have a list as long as our arm of people complaining about cafeteria, but we're not allowed to talk about it.
We then spoke to S3 Head of Year, Mr Sloy, who often chairs meetings at the Pupil Council.
Since the Pupil Council started, how much progress do you think the council's made?
I believe since November 2014, when the Pupil Council came into operation, I believe it's made outstanding progress. The reason I say that is that before then there was no formal way for pupils to voice their concerns or offer improvements. And some of those improvements we've been able to act on, and some it's been impossible to. Some of the things we've acted on are, for example, improving the conditions within the toilets, more soap, more paper towels, removing those barriers to the seating at the cafeteria, introducing a water fountain, and bringing back the waffles to the cafeteria, which was a very, very popular decision which we made.
How do we ensure pupils are able to put forward their own ideas for the agenda?
I think it's important that the pupils have to get together within their own RMCE class before the calendar of meetings is produced, and they have to put forward everything they would like discussed. They then have to then take it to the head of the Pupil Council and try and negotiate with the head of the Pupil Council to say, in a particular meeting we would like A, B and C spoken about, or they could ask for a particular meeting in a month to say we would like that to be given over to the pupils. But I think that has to be agreed on, and the pupils really have to be quite forceful and say, it is our Pupil Council, we would like our ideas brought forward, but it's important that we set the agenda for some of these meetings.
In conclusion, there is a clear agreement that the Pupil Council has made good progress within the school since its reintroduction. However, the pupils should be given more of a say with regards to the agenda. And both Lewis and Mr Sloy offered good suggestions which should be introduced in the future. This is Megan reporting for the BBC School News Report.
Over to sport now, where we have our sport correspondents Adelio and Bolu reporting on the upcoming Rio Olympics.
Good afternoon, my name is Adelio and this is my co-presenter Bolu. We are going to talk about the Rio de Janeiro 2016 Olympic Games.
Yes, Adelio, the 2016 Olympic Games will be held in Rio de Janeiro on the eastern coast of Brazil. They will start on the 5th of August and they will end on the 21st.
28 sports will be held and over 10,500 athletes will compete in them. They will be the first Olympic Games held in South America.
Some participants include Kimberly Rennick from Glasgow, who won a gold medal in the women's 48kg judo event in the 2014 Commonwealth Games. David Florence, a double Olympic medalist and astronaut applicant, he won the silver medal on the 28 Olympic Games and another at the 2012 Games. And Kirsty Glimmer, a World 20 player in badminton, currently the highest ranked women's single player in the whole of Great Britain.
We also asked members of the public on their opinions of the upcoming Games. What countries do you want to win?
The United Kingdom and Jamaica to win because they're very good.
I want the UK to win because that's our country.
What countries do you think will be most likely to win?
I think that Jamaica because they have like Usain Bolt and then he's really, really fast.
I think Jamaica because they've got like Usain Bolt and stuff.
Do you think Usain Bolt will retire?
Yeah, because like all his running and stuff, it might be hurting his lungs and stuff.
Do you think the Zika outbreak will affect attendances?
Yes.
I think it might a wee bit.
The upcoming Olympic Games have been met with excitement, but fear on the recent outbreak of the Zika virus could see a decrease in attendance of foreign spectators.
But nonetheless, the 2016 Olympic Games are a milestone in South American history. New records are expected to be set and we hope to see excellent performance from Team GB. Over to the studio.
In entertainment news, we go to Eleanor and Erin, who are reporting on the recent Oscar winners and some games that have been created in order of the nominees.
Hello and welcome to our Oscars 2016 special report.
Yeah, the Oscars were a great success.
Leonardo DiCaprio finally walked away with an Oscar as one of the Best Actor category for The Revenant, and Brie Larson was recognised as Best Actress for Room.
Oh yeah, and Spotlight won in the Best Picture category.
Leonardo DiCaprio almost set the record for most nominations to actually winning an Oscar, as he had 5 nominations for this year's win.
I don't know about you, but I would have thought that he would have won something for The Wolf of Wall Street.
The BAFTAs are bang on this year, as both Leonardo DiCaprio and Brie Larson won awards for their leading roles.
It was a good night for The Revenant, as it also won Best Director and Best Cinematography.
Why don't I ask an expert here at St Andrews and Brides about their opinions on the Oscars?
We'll go over to the drama department.
I'm at the drama department to talk to one of the teachers about her opinion about the Oscars.
I think someone who makes an Oscar winner is someone who fully commits to the role that they're playing. Sometimes you get actors who, yeah, they'll be alright, they'll do a good performance, but for example like Leonardo DiCaprio, he really commits to the role, and you can tell that he's obviously spent time really getting to know his character and really thinking about how his voice and movement can change to make it really believable.
Now I'll hand back to our reporters in the studio.
Games developers in our school have been celebrating this year's Oscars by creating some excellent animations and games based on this year's nominations. Earlier this week, we visited one of the classrooms to look at their work.
First up, looks like a secret document in the middle. In flies an aeroplane.
I guessed it. It's Bridge of Spies. Loved the planes flying around.
Here are next, and this is a car chase. That transport looks a bit interesting.
I think it's Mad Max. Brilliant.
Okay, let's see what we have now.
Love it. It's got to be The Revenant. That bear looked good.
Right, here we go.
That was easy. Room. Not managed to watch it yet, but it looks great. Just remember, it got Best Female Actress.
And next, let's see.
The Big Short, difficult storyline but great short animation.
And finally, let's see if you can get this one right.
That was an easy one. Matt Damon was great in The Martian.
Now let's talk to one of our game developers. Hi Faith, can you tell me about your work?
I decided to make an animation based on the film The Big Short. Michael Burry is a businessman who realises that there is a problem in America with mortgages. He bets against people being able to pay their mortgages and makes millions of dollars. I made an animation to illustrate the story. I took the plot and made it into a series of thoughts for the main character. It shows him having his idea about houses, not being able to pay them, and then making money.
Now over to Lewis with the weather.
Welcome to the BBC School Weather Report. Today we are having some lovely clouds outside, keeping the heat of 12 degrees Celsius, so it's going to be a toasty Scottish heatwave, whopping. But it looks like it'll be cloudy with bits of rain. Tomorrow will be pretty sunny with some clouds. Friday will contain clouds, lots of clouds, and some more clouds, and a base temperature of 9 degrees Celsius.
That's all from us. From all of us here at the St Andrews and St Bride's News team, enjoy your day.